Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everybody? How's it going? It's Marcos Villegas. The November 2nd edition of the Fight Up TV live chat. Can't believe we're already to November 2nd. Just got back yesterday from San Antonio. Was there live for this Tank Davis fight against Leo Santa Cruz. And man, I was in the bubble for a week. Got there on Tuesday, and I see some of you already coming on in here on the chat. Wickedy, what's up, man? Thank you for joining us. Make sure to hit a like on this chat. Everybody that's on here, please go ahead and push the like button. Paul, what's up, man? I'm glad that you were able to stay up. Jackson, what's up? I forgot. What up, bro? Fernando, what's up, my man? Thank you for joining. What's up? Clementine, what's up, man? Mizan, what up, G? What's up? Daywan, what's up, bro? Kokoa, what's going on, man? Make sure to go ahead and press the like button, please. If you're new on here or if you're tuning us for the first time, make sure to please subscribe to the channel as well. And follow us on social media at Hey, it's Marcos V for my personal, and at Fight Hub TV online. It's Kokoa? Oh, okay, my bad. I thought it was something else. But Kokoa, what's up? Fernando, what's up? What's up? Joshua, what up? Alex, what's going on, my man? Eric, what's going on? Alex from Connecticut. What's up, Connecticut? Eric Miller, what up, my man? Infamous, Mark, NJNP, what's up, everybody? So I'm going to go ahead and, dang, more and more of you guys coming. Keep those likes on this chat, you guys. Go ahead and please share the stream, the live chat as well. We're going to go ahead and talk about this freaking knockout, man. Oh, my God. What a knockout over the weekend. Vivek, Daniel, Joseph, Wolfie, Mark, Eric, what up, what up, what up? So I'm going to break this down into a few sections when I get into the live chat. What's up, Chain? Camilo, what's up, man? Viva Nicaragua. What's up? I'll get into that, too. Actually, I'll send a text to his manager and see what's up with that. So I was in the bubble for a week, like hot cocoa. My name, it's not cocoa, it's like cocoa. Okay, my bad. What's up? Florida, what's going on, man? Things are about to get real crazy over there tomorrow. Just in general, things are going to get super crazy, man. Tomorrow's the election over here in the United States, and oh my gosh, I'm dreading it, man. Stuff is, I don't know, man. Either way, whoever loses, people are going to be pissed. So, yeah, let's see how that goes. Just make sure everybody, you stock up on water. Did you vlog? Yes, I did vlog. I vlogged the whole entire week. I vlogged my whole bubble experience. I vlogged what it was like to be there in San Antonio live. I vlogged certain things happening post-fight. I vlogged on my way back from the fight, back into the bubble and back home. So I'm going to touch a little bit on being there in San Antonio, seeing Tank and Leo fight, and then we'll get into the fight. So first off, I was, I want to say for the most part, the promotion and the logistics company really had what's the right word? They're really strict. I felt safe there, and I wasn't worried. And I wasn't nervous about traveling over there to San Antonio. I was nervous about the flight back, and I'll touch on that in a little bit. But I wasn't nervous going over there. I flew Southwest. Southwest, some good, some bad. Southwest, when you're flying with them, they don't sell the middle seat, so it's you on the left and then the other person on the right. The thing is, on my flight there, on my way to San Antonio, I had some freaking hick cowboy seated one row behind me, and he didn't wear his mask for a lot of the flight, and he was chewing tobacco. The stewardesses would walk by him, wouldn't tell him anything, which I found extremely annoying for Southwest to go ahead and do that. And what up you need? I'll get into that. Don't worry, guys. I'll get into how it was being there live. I'm going through to how it was being in the bubble there in San Antonio and going through that whole fight week. The flight attendants didn't really tell Mr. Texas Cowboy to put his mask on, and a big part of the flight, he didn't have his mask on. So I flew from LA to Arizona to San Antonio. I got there the afternoon. I made my way over to the hotel, and I wasn't allowed to check in. What's up, Carlos? I wasn't allowed to check in at the front desk. Yeah, as soon as I got there, they made a call. Private security came, and they took me to a separate entrance to go ahead and enter the bubble. I went in, had to fill a waiver that I think says that, like, if I got COVID and died, I can't sue them. I think like any sort of those COVID waivers that any company makes you sign, it's like, yeah, if you die, you can't sue us, or your family can't sue us. And then, yeah, I entered quarantine. I filled out those papers. I had to have a mask the entire time. As soon as I came into the hotel, it was mask. You weren't allowed to be in any areas in the bubble without a mask. So I checked in that Tuesday, and then I quarantined in my room, which was chill. I just worked, and then the next morning, you have to go really early in the morning, dude. And I was freaking tired, man. I was already going on like not a lot of hours of sleep, and I'm a big baby. What's up, Ralph? What's going on? I'm just telling everybody how this bubble experience was for all of us. I was going like on Neofimo. What's up? I was going on like 5 hours of sleep, and I'm, the older I get, the more sleep that I need. It's the sad thing with everybody, So they tell me like, hey, you got to come in at 7 a.m. to get, your COVID test. And I was like, oh God, like I'm like, well, I read in this thing they had a window where it says you're allowed to get tested from 7 to 10, and they're like, no, bro, no. Doctors are here till 7:30. You got to come at 7, and I'm like, can I come at 7:30? They let me come at 7:30. So I go there, wake up early. I only had like 4 hours of sleep. What's up, Rudy? What's going on? Talib, what up? What's up, everybody? Let's get those likes. Let's get those likes. Likes. So they don't let you have a lady friend visitor. They don't let you have any visitors, bro. I'll get into that. I took the COVID test. They gave me like the long Q-tip one, stuck it up there in my nose. It wasn't that bad. And then quarantine again. I was quarantined in my room for about a day and a half. That was on Wednesday, and after that, I got a text that Wednesday night, like at midnight, saying everybody passed their COVID test. So I was like, okay, perfect. Like I'm good to go. Freaking cowboy on my flight. Didn't give us all corona virus. So once you've been cleared with no corona, no COVID, you're allowed to be in the bubble, because if you had tested positive for COVID, they kick you out of the bubble right away. But they need time to find out who's tested, who didn't test. So that allowed me to attend the event on Thursday, which was the press conference that they had there. So we were at a hotel in San Antonio. They had a few floors blocked off for us, and those were the bubble floors. And I wasn't aware of this, but you're allowed to be in the bubble floors. I didn't know that. I thought you were only allowed to be in your floor and the floor they designated as like the working area, which in that hotel was the third floor. So we went to, the press conference was weird because there's like 20 people. Everybody had to wear masks. It was in a big conference center room. Same room is where the weigh-in was. I will give them props on this. The food, when I was quarantined for the day and a half, kept coming, and I was freaking out that I was going to gain like 10 pounds because we couldn't leave the room, and I didn't know if we were allowed to go and work out at the gym that they had there, and luckily we were, but it really, really late at night. But the food was actually really, really good, and once we passed our COVID testing, and then we had like our designated eating hours when they would serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So Thursday goes by, super chill. More people start arriving, but you can't interact with anybody that arrives because they have to be quarantined and take their COVID test, and then they find out what happens. You have the option of taking more COVID tests and antibody tests when you're in the bubble there for the fight that happened over the weekend. Friday came, the weigh-in, start seeing more familiar faces. I was there in terms of media. So was Sean Zeitel. He was there. Ellie was there. Ralph, the ring announcer. I don't know if he's still on here. He's a ring announcer for Mayweather Promotions and other people. He was there as well. And then a writer from The Athletic, Mike Coppinger, and Keith Eidick were we were the only like media people that were there. Ralph's not a media person, but I'm just saying I know Ralph, so I'm giving him a shout out. So it was the bubble thing overall being there, I felt really, really safe. And like some of us were like talking like, well, if we're all here in this bubble and we all tested negative, like why do we need to like have our masks go on? We're all negative, but it's out of precaution because you never know. Sometimes this thing stays in your system and it doesn't show up. It's incubating and then it'll show up. So I want to say, the people, the logistics company and Thorsten especially, I want to say a big thanks to them because they really made me feel at ease, and they were really, really considerate and just on top of their ish. They're just on top of their ish. They've been doing this stuff since the pandemic started with the first fight that we had on Fox, but they really had everything checked where, the elevators, you can't go to other floors. We're only allowed to go to certain floors, and that's pretty much it. So now, out of Friday, I go to the gym a few days. We some of us watched the Munguia fight. Oh my God, man, that Munguia fight, dude, that lip. You guys see that lip? That thing was nasty, man. That thing was sick. It reminded me of like Overeem when Overeem got his lip all busted open. But Munguia, man, it's a weird thing, dude. Like, I'm not seeing a lot of improvement from fight to fight with Munguia. He gets hit a lot, man. He gets hit a lot. And Turiano Johnson was hitting him and hitting him and hitting him. Can't be doing that with these heavy hitter guys, the elite, man. Because those guys are going to put him on his ass. They're going to knock him out. And, I know Eric is training him. That's a good question. I'll get to that right now. I know Eric Morales is training him, but, at the end of the day, if the fighter's not listening to what the trainer's telling them to do, then whose fault is it, The fighters fight, at the end of the day, it's them. It's on them because they're the ones that win. They're the ones that lose. And yeah, I understand that there is a big component to the trainers, but they all gotta, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. He seems to be a little bit more patient, does Munguia. Okay. He's not going all freaking batshit on opponents and all that. He's settling in there a little bit more, but he's still just getting hit way, way too much. And if it's a thing where he's like he doesn't care because to him like the punches aren't hurting him, not a good idea because those things add up. Punches add up over time, and every fighter and every person has a certain like limit, a certain punch limit that they could take until we start seeing like really bad health effects for them. Micah, there you go. You hit the head right on the nail right on the head, or the head right on. I don't know. I'm tired, man. I'm still a little jet lagged from this trip, but it's not a good thing. I don't know. He went from Alcazar to Eric Morales. Eric Morales is still training him. He's still young. That's the thing. Munguia is still young, so we'll see where this goes. But got hit a lot in that fight, but he hit the nail on the head. There we go. See, I can't even speak. I already reached my punch count, my punch limit until I start getting brain damage. So obviously, I'm already having brain damage. But Munguia, man. But that cut was nasty. Freaking Michael Myers cut him up, those uppercuts. So we watched the fight on Friday. That was my takeaway from the Munguia fight. Don't worry, that's not lean that I'm sipping on. It's water mixed with it's one of those little Mios. I'm telling you, those Mios, I was addicted to freaking energy drinks. Those Mios got me unaddicted to energy drinks because I was having like freaking 2 energy drinks a day, and it was terrible, man. His lip looked like an open phone book. Yeah. Southern syrup. No, it's not the Southern syrup. Not at all. I know it kind of does look like it, maybe if it was a little darker, the light doesn't make it look that good. The light makes it look a little bit clearer, but if it starts to, comes to Texas and starts to do lean, yeah, I know, right? this is a little something they taught me over there in good old Texas, after the party, after the fight. Nah, man. Marco's favorite energy drink. I drink the ones that are the cheapest, either that are for like 2 for $3 or 2 for $4, man. What do you think about what was said on First Take? I saw the First Take thing, and I took away 2 things from First Take. One, they said that Tank is the most exciting fighter in boxing, and 2, he's not pound for pound number 1. I agree with both. I don't think you can rank him pound for pound number 1 yet, because Leo's really the first accomplished guy that he's beaten up to this point. 2, is he the most exciting boxer in all of boxing? Yeah, one of them. The other one I think is Inoue. Him and Inoue are the most, and Berlinga. There you go, Berlinga. Him, Inoue, and Berlinga are the most exciting fighters in boxing because all of them have been getting knockouts. Berlinga, 15 knockouts in the first round. Inoue, look at his knockout ratio, and look how many fights that he has. Like Inoue's, man, like that guy, just for his weight. Inoue's smaller than Tank, and Tank's a massive puncher. When that guy connects, like, it just sounds different. You go to Top Rank's Instagram account. They have video of that knockout that he had over the weekend. And I haven't seen the fight yet. I need to, because obviously I was watching Tank knock out Leo. Berlinga versus Chuck Norris. Is that even a freaking question, dude? First round knockout again by Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris is the GOAT, undefeated. Why would you even bring that up, bro? Chuck, no one can mess with Chuck. No one messes with Chucky. Come on, dog. Berlinga, Inoue, go to the Top Rank account. You can see his knockout. I haven't seen the full fight. I don't know how he looked since that Donier fight. I don't know if he was getting outboxed a few rounds. Twitter made it seem like he was dominating the fight. He knocked Maloney down with the nice little hook, and then he finished him off with the right hand. You could tell such the difference, though, when there's no crowd and some fans, okay? Because that Inoue knockout, if it had fans, the overall, like, dynamics of that knockout would have been so much more. The impression it would have had of somebody looking at it on social media would have been completely different to the one that Tank had over Leo Santa Cruz in the weekend. So let's get to the fight. All right. If you guys are joining us for the first time, hello, I'm Marcos. Make sure to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Everybody, hey, do me a big favor, man. Press that like button right now. Press that like button. Let's get some more likes on this stream going, so we can get more people here to talk more about what we're talking about right now, which is this Tank fight. Is that the knockout of the year? What I thought being there in San Antonio live with fans, and what's next in the future for Tanque. I like saying Tanque in Spanish. It sounds so much cooler than saying tank in English. Tanque. A ver, que siga para Tanque. All right, so fight day, okay? We had shuttles that went and picked us up from the bubble. We had a choice if we wanted to wake up a little bit early. Keep pressing those likes button, guys. Keep pressing the like button. Come on, let's get up to 100 likes right now. We need 2 more, but then after we get 100, we need to get like 110, and then 120, then 130. We have 247 people on here. Let's see 250. Let's see 250 likes. Come on, you guys. Hit that like button. The day of the fight, they come in and they pick us up like at 4 in the afternoon, and we go over there and we are met by security. We got to check all our gear in. Of course, we have to wear a mask. There in the arena, the Texas Commission, man, is extremely strict with like everything. Like there's a few things that I saw there, like, where I was like, okay, like these guys are really freaking strict. We check in and we're escorted, told, you can be in this area, you can't be in this area. You're allowed to be here. Don't do this. The post fight's going to be here. Set up your gear here. Here's your media section. So I walk out, and it was advertised that they were going to allow like 10,000 fans there at the Alamo Dome, and I think the Alamo Dome sits like 65,000 fans in total. So they were allowed to have like a little bit more than 10% of their capacity. I think by the end of the night, when the fight was over, Showtime had told us that there's about like 9,000 and some change fans there, all spread out. It's super spread out. It was so weird, man. So press row looked the same, just about, but a little bit more spread out. But it looked pretty much the same. But the floor section, which is usually where like all the celebrities sit, like all the high rollers sit, and just the people that are willing to pay more to sit on the floor section, it was way spread out. And I think it was like only 2 chairs and then like 12 feet and then 2 chairs and 12 feet. Like it was really, really weird. But everybody had a mask on, at least at the beginning of the night. And I'll get into this later because this is where I was kind of like, oh, I need to get the heck out of here. Everybody had a mask on. You had to have a mask on to go inside. I didn't ask how the protocol was for fans going in there. I know the protocol when you go to Jerry World at AT&T Stadium, you have to wear your mask on at all times. They temperature check you, and there's a lot of social distancing going on. Everybody was wearing masks at the beginning of the night. I did not hit up the Riverwalk because we were not allowed to leave the bubble at all during the week. Give me a second, guys. My ear is itching a little bit. And then after the fight, if we were to leave the bubble, we weren't allowed to be back in unless you kind of snuck out. San Antonio babes are hot. I know, a lot of little Latina hotties, and I love them Latinas. Trust me. Everybody on the floor was, for the most part, pretty spread out, and it was just kind of strange, man. It felt like, when you go to like those outdoor concerts, like that are like on a lawn, and you have like random people with like their little rugs and blankets all spread out all over the place. That's kind of how the setup was like, or like the feeling was like on the floor level. And I'm going to come out with the vlog. I'm going to go ahead and hopefully be able to edit it and finish it tonight or tomorrow, and I'll release it. And it's like I chronicled and journaled the whole entire experience from when I got there to San Antonio and entered the bubble till the fight night, the knockout after, like reaction after, and the post-fight, and then coming back home. So it felt like that, like you were at like a picnic or something like that, because how spread out people were. In the stands, in the top, there wasn't a lot of people. It was very, very spread out. Okay, now for when the fight starts and the knockout happens. I felt Leo was doing pretty good. He looked from ringside bigger, obviously, but Tank was at times walking him down. I felt Tank showed a lot in this fight. For me personally, in terms of showing his defense, because there was some instances in those first few rounds that he was avoiding a lot of those shots that Leo was throwing at him when Leo tried to do it, like corner him and then try to overwhelm him with punches. He showed that he could stick and move, and he showed good counter punching. I felt that Tank showed a lot more than he did in his previous fights against a guy like Leo Santa Cruz. But he also showed, too, that he can get touched. And he can get touched a lot by a guy. The one thing I think, like the very first round that became super apparent to me, extremely apparent to me, which played in Tank's favor, it's just the speed, the hand speed. I was looking at Leo throwing his combinations from ringside, and then when Tank would throw, or when Tank would move, and I'd be like, man, Tank's a lot faster than this dude. I'm like, he needs to be careful because he's going to be, one, hitting air, but two, he's going to get caught with something, he's going to get countered. But I never in a million years, and I'm not going to claim I knew, never in a million years did I think he would catch him with that uppercut, even though he was throwing that uppercut even early on, even from the first round. And it was the same punch that, Robert Guerrero tried to use against Floyd. You go and you slip, you shoot back with the uppercut. Zab Judah, that was one of Zab Judah's signature moves in his career as a southpaw. When someone would throw the right hand, he'd go and slip and go and throw the uppercut. He was throwing it, but it would catch Leo to the body, or Leo would catch it. So the fight's happening, and it's pretty competitive. By the 6th round, I think I had, I don't know who I wasn't. It was hard to score the way I usually score Fox. And by the way, we have a Fox card this Saturday. Make sure to tune in this Saturday on Fox. Luis Ortiz, El King Kong, returns to the ring, fighting Alejandro Flores, and we got a bunch of other fights happening free on Fox, Channel 11, in the LA area, and wherever your Fox station is. National. I'll be scoring the fight for the telecast this Saturday on Fox, the return of Luis Ortiz. Back to the fight. It's hard to score it the way I score it for telecast there when I don't have a monitor on me and I'm a little farther back. The other thing too is because we all had to have our mask on ringside. Freaking, that's what I hate about wearing the mask. When I put my glasses on, I'll have my glasses on and I have the mask on, and my glasses fog up, dude. I look like such a nerd because I'm having like foggy glasses, like your typical like nerdy kid, like in those movies, like, you know. So I had to like close my mask so it wouldn't fog up, and then I could really focus. And then I started doing it like around round 3. I think I bought an anti-fog wipe. That's what I need is an anti-fog wipe. I think before the knockout, I had a sense that the fight was really close. And I think maybe I was thinking that Tank was winning the rounds because he was making Leo miss a lot, and he was landing the more effective punches. And I had told people that I thought, they asked me, hey, what do you think? Who's going to win the fight? What's going to happen? I told them I think Tank's going to win. I think he's going to be pot shotting him the whole night, and I think he's probably going to knock him out. And they're like, oh, what about Leo's pressure and stuff like that? And I'd be like, Leo's not a heavy puncher at that weight nor at featherweight. He was a good, decent puncher at 122 and all the other lighter weights that he was, but his power hasn't really carried over the more he's moved up. So I was thinking like, no, I don't think, it's going to have an effect on Tank. Maybe if he tires him out, if Tank's not out of shape, but just seeing all the Instagram stories and all the live videos, like it just seemed that Tank was so motivated for this fight. So we're there watching, the uppercut happens. And I like get up off of my seat and I'm like, oh, like I was like, oh my God. See Tank go to the corner and I see Leo. I was about like a good 20 feet, 25 feet away from where the knockout happened. So I'm seeing like Leo in the corner there. The crowd erupts. Even though there wasn't a lot of people, crowd erupts. It goes crazy. The 9,000 people that were there. Everybody that was on the floor seat, social distancing went out the window. Everybody rushed to the barricade. So there's a barricade separating us, everybody that's in the bubble, from the general public. And then even then, there's still some distance between us on Media Row to the ring. All those fans that were on the floor that were separated, social distancing, a la verga, they all freaking rushed to the front. I recorded it. I got recording of the after the knockout. Damn, what's up with my ear? It got like an alien in me. What the hell? So, and at that point, no one had their mask on in the crowd, which I thought was like, oh, okay, this is really interesting here, So the knockout happens. I was seated right next to Mike Coppinger. We're both like, oh, dude, this is bad. Turn around. Fans are all on the barricade, no mask, going crazy, yelling, yeah, knockout. And I was just like, looking at Leo, and I felt super concerned for him, man. I hadn't felt the way I felt over a knockout live in person like that since when Manny got knocked out against Marquez, and I was there for that fight. And I remember the people there were like, oh, yeah, like a crowd, like that's knockout of the year, and we're like, yeah, one of them, it could be knockout of the year, Povetkin, Dillian White. That was a crazy knockout, but that could be knockout of the year. And I kept thinking that was a bad knockout. I hope Leo's okay because he's still on the floor, And I'm looking over there, and he's still on the floor. It felt like a good minute and a half that he was on the floor. It was probably shorter, but I had like this weird feeling in my stomach, man. And I was like, oh my God, I hope he's okay. Because just the way that he fell didn't look good at all. So he finally gets up, and I'm still thinking, like, man, like, those are the types of shots that end careers, honestly, or at least change fighters forever, that they're not the same, that they're more prone to damage afterwards, which is going to lead me to an interview that I saw that Leo did with Chava Rodriguez from ESPN Deportes the next day. Leo's dad, no one got a chance to talk to him. They all left. So the fight's over. People are going crazy. And I go and I follow Leo as he's getting escorted out of the ring. Because I'm thinking that they're going to take him back to the press conference to talk. So I'm able to get videos. I went ahead and shot what he was doing after the fight. I'll go ahead and drop the link for you guys. If you guys are just tuning in, I'm giving a recap of being there live for this Santa Cruz, Gervonta Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz fight, being there live in San Antonio and being in the bubble for the week. So go ahead and please press the like button. Let's get more likes going on, and subscribe to the channel if you're a first-time viewer. So this was Leo Santa Cruz, like, immediately after the fight, and this shows you the type of person that he is. He's gracious when he wins, and he's gracious in defeat. And I thought it was really, really classy of him, because normally when guys get knocked out, they get rushed right away to the back. They don't want to talk to anybody. They don't want to interact with anybody. They just want to get the hell out of there. Not Leo. Leo wasn't like that. Leo after the fight, and I just dropped the link there. This is Leo immediately after knockout. Steps out of the ring, has a smile. He's waving to fans. Fans are cheering for him, giving him a round of applause. He's high-fiving them. He's taking pictures with fans, signing a jersey that someone from the upper deck threw at him, and he threw it back. Someone gave their phone to Leo to take a selfie from the stands. He went and took the selfie. This is close to, like, the entrance to the locker rooms, and he looked across, and some other fans like, Leo, I love you, man. You're my favorite fighter. And he grabbed him, gave him a hug, took a selfie with him. He seemed in good spirits, which is good. And, you know, they rushed him to the back, and I asked, like, hey, you know, are we going to get a chance to talk to Leo? Like, what's going on? They're like, wait, like, let the doctors go ahead and talk to him real quick. So I was in the back. I ran back out to go see what's going on with Tank and everybody else. Tank comes out, same thing, you know. People are cheering for Tank. He's waving at everybody. Some he was like kind of chubby. Some chubby fan. It's like, Tank, I love you. And like Tank goes to like reach over to him, and he like tries to like grab Tank, and like the security's like, yo, bro, like you're too close. And he pushes him off. You know, Tank's just waving at everybody. Immediately goes to the post fight, and I'll show you what I'm talking about with Tank, because I was able to catch that footage as well. Him immediately after the knockout that he had against Leo. I'm gonna drop the link. Get your link right here. So all that's going on, and yeah, as you can imagine, as you can see from the videos, yeah, no one was wearing the mask. The mask was taken off. So yeah, I was not a thought in the moment of that. But now that I think about it, I was just like, damn it. This is how this COVID stuff spreads. Claro Mio, what's up, man? Thank you for that. And I'll tell you even more about why I got a little anxious, and I had to take a COVID test. I took an antibody test today, but I want to go ahead and take another one, dude, because I'm kind of like, you know. So I dropped the link with Tank immediately after knocking out Leo and him interacting with fans. So after that, he goes immediately into the dressing room. Into the post-fight press conference. What's an antibody test? The antibody test tells you if you had COVID in the past before, because I think I had it in February or end of January. End of January, early February. I was sick for like a good 2.5 weeks, and it wasn't that bad, but I did have some of the COVID symptoms. But the COVID symptoms are like general symptoms too of like having a cold or a flu. But there's a lot of people, even some of the boxers that were sick around that time, and it's just kind of been in the back of my head this whole time that I had COVID earlier in the year, because after, like, it was terrible trying to work out. And even if you see my interviews from I want to say March, April, I look terrible, man. You could just tell, like, I'm not well. So, we'll see. That's why I took the antibody test. What's up, Yair? What's going on? iPhone Theo, what's up, man? Peter, my sister has COVID. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. I hope your sister gets well and all that. What's up, everybody? Let's get some more likes there. Let's get to 150 while I go ahead and talk about this post-fight press conference that happened, because a few things happened there that I was kind of like, yeah, I'm going to keep my mask on. So, okay, during this whole time, all the media people have their tiger uppercut. Nothing beats Sagat in freaking Street Fighter 2, man. You can keep everybody at bay with this high kick or medium kick. Those are the only things there. High kick, when the guy tries to jump at you, high kick, knocks him back, shoot a tiger. Nobody can get past that, man, unless you're Guile. Guile was like Guile was like super OP in freaking Street Fighter. Yeah, dude, I'm like a hardcore fighting gamer. I love fighting games. All right. So post-fight press conference. Yeah. So gotta be careful here with what I say. Post-fight press conference starts, and it felt like normal, like before. It was just the perfect word to explain it in Spanish is un pinche desmadre. With just, we're there in our sections, everybody was socially distanced, in our little stations, all, some spaces apart. Tank wins. He comes in comes Floyd, in comes the crew, like 20 people. Some of them with masks, some of them without masks. And I'm just like, oh, God, here we go. All right. Everybody's all bunched up together in a hot and sweaty freaking room, and we're all there talking with Tank. So, yeah, it was that made me kind of think like, okay, I got to go immediately when I get home and take a COVID test, because I am not feeling very comfortable right now. People all, are sharing the same air in that freaking little room, So Tank, one of the first things he said was, hey, I'm glad that Leo is okay. And I asked him, like, hey, you knew right away when you connected that uppercut that you had him done. Like, you knew he was knocked out, but did you get worried that he was there on the floor for longer than usual? And he was like, yeah, I kind of did. And I'm just glad he's okay. And I'm going to go ahead and drop you guys a link as to like his immediate reaction to that. This was Tank immediately after that knockout at the post-fight press conference. There you go. That's Tank. That's Tank immediately. That includes a question I asked him about, were you concerned about Leo when you hit the uppercut? And he said, he's glad that he's okay. He's glad that his dad is okay. And he talked about how he set up the uppercut. And I know I touched on it earlier as to, that, and me being a southpaw, and when I train, I train to counter with either a straight. I usually train with a straight to counter with a straight when you slip that shot. But Tank set that up with the uppercut, and you can. Zab Judah used to do that in his fights, and I love the way that Zab would do it, because Zab would shoulder roll like this and get leverage and shoot that uppercut. With Manny's moving around. A straight will shoot, he'll move, shift, and then go back with the straight, and he has a really powerful straight. I asked Coach Cal, I'm like, hey, and other people's, asked him too as well, like, hey, did you work that in camp? Did you give Tank instructions to go and set up that shot? And Dino, yeah, I do still train, but not as much anymore because all the gyms are closed, unfortunately. But I want to get back into at least like sparring shape where I could spar for like a good 30 minutes nonstop, which I haven't been able to do for a long time. And Coach Cal said that they did drill that uppercut, but Tank was saying it was more or less an adjustment that he made. And he was throwing that shot throughout the whole fight. But here's the big mistake I feel that Leo did in that sequence. And I think that this is a lesson for younger boxers and just people in general when they're learning to box. A few things. One, when you throw a punch, don't stay there. I understand that Leo was against the ropes, but he could have dipped out. Okay, he chose to stay there and fight like it was his last stance at the Alamo. That was a big thing. And two, he threw a straight 3 times. So going up against a counter puncher or a guy that can counter with power like a Tank Davis, he threw the first straight, it lands. He throws the second straight, Tank blocks it. He throws the third straight, Tank shifts and shoots the uppercut. Shouldn't have thrown 3 straights in a row, honestly. And if he was going to throw 3 straights in a row, when you throw the other one, you got to move out of the way. You got to get out of there. Don't stay there. You got to move. And I think really, even after Leo, I think I saw like in an interview said that I shouldn't have thrown those 3 punches. 3 straight punches is really predictable, especially for a guy that's clever like Tank Davis. He fought well, but I think he let the Mexican-ness in him overtake what could have been a more disciplined fight for him. There was times where he tried to box, and there was times where he just wanted to fight and brawl. And you don't brawl with a guy who has more power than you. That's a no-no, big time no-no. Because look what happens. And we saw what happens. You never want to brawl with a guy that has that much power. Leo did 2 interviews, and I'll touch on those. But overall, I felt Leo showed why he's liked by the public, why earlier on in his career he was exciting to watch because he just throws a barrage of punches. The other thing, Tank did a really good job of limiting his punch output, which I think usually in a Leo Santa Cruz fight he throws more and he didn't, and I think it had a lot to do with Tank's power in that fight. He will be fine. It's not career ending. That's stupid to say. Nah, bro. That was a bad knockout. And I'll tell you why I also say it too. Marcos, how short is Gervonta in person? I think he's like 5'5", 5'6". All right, so press conference finishes. That whole crew leaves. And I'm like, man, I hope I didn't just get exposed to COVID because nobody in this room that was part of that crew had mask on. God damn it. This sucks. Floyd had like a sore throat or something. I heard that he's fine. Floyd said that he wants Tank to fight 3 times next year, or at least 2, and that he's going to take Tank to the UK. But he didn't want to say, he didn't want to entertain any questions or have anything to say when people asked, like, hey, what about Teofimo? What about Ryan Garcia? Told everybody, like, give Tank a break. We'll figure that stuff out 30 days from now. So fight finishes. We go back to the hotel, and I'm there just thinking, man, I felt so bad for Leo, honestly. Just because Leo's a good dude, and I just kept thinking, like, man, poor Leo. In Spanish, I'm like, pobrecito Leo, lo noquearon feo. I'm just like, fuck. I felt bad for him. Felt super bad. Just because of meme culture, like him on the ground knocked out is going to get turned into a meme, and that's people are going to tag him on that stuff forever, Though I've noticed that it's not as bad as other fighters because Leo's such a nice guy, but still, I felt really bad for him because Leo's a nice guy. So the next morning, I wake up and I see one of my, not coworkers, but colleagues in boxing media, and I don't know why my thing keeps overexposing. It's really, really weird. Dude, I got a white balance. Hold up, guys. I'm going to throw a white sheet up here. This is really weird that it unwhite balanced when I had white balanced it. Look at this. This is how you white balance a camera so the color doesn't look overexposed. There we go, a little bit better. Reflex Boxer, wrong channel, bro. Get the fuck out of here with that. All right. So the next morning, we go, and I see this interview with Leo with Chava. Dang, dude, what's up with my camera, bros? Shit. Hold on a second, guys. My bad. I don't know why it's having trouble focusing. There we go. This is really weird. I specifically bought this camera to get better focus. Let's see here. Hey, bro. That's how I am. Jiggy, Claro Mio. That's how I am, bro. That's how I am in real life, dude. People come out with me some BS stuff. Fucking throw that BS stuff right back at them. Oh, that's why the white balance. Because my tissue? Are you freaking kidding me, man? Sorry, dude. I'm like, I like having this stream clear and nice for you guys. So this camera stuff is pissing me off. All right. Drew. All right, Drew super chatted, so I got to answer it. But I'm going to go ahead and touch on the gloves and touch on the interview that Leo did yesterday. But if you guys want a question answered right away, want an extra little love on the shout out, and all that, go ahead and take advantage of super chat. So Drew kindly use the super chat. Thumbs up to you, Drew. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, Tank is Broner 2.0. Wait till he has a legit fight like Broner versus Ponce de Leon, and that power don't phase him. Teo the A side. Okay, you brought up some things with that. One, obviously Leo was a smaller guy coming up in weight. He wasn't the naturally bigger guy, and what I mean by that is even though according to some people, Leo Santa Cruz looked bigger than Tank the night of the fight. Tank's bone structure, and I told this to a few people during fight week, his bone structure, his bone density, he has thicker bones. He's a stockier, thicker guy than Leo Santa Cruz. Because of that, he's a bigger guy. I don't know what weight he debuted at, but I think Leo Santa Cruz debuted at like 118. I think he's a small guy. He's like Hollow Man. He's got dense, less dense bones, like hollow bones. Pacquiao type of body, as they're saying. So imagine that type of pressure from a guy a little bit heavier with a little bit more power. That would have been really interesting to see. I really, really want to see how Tank reacts to that, because Tank has showed that he's vulnerable. And what I mean by that is Tank gets touched. He's not a defensive master. He has good defense, great defense. And he displayed a lot of good defense, a lot of good stuff in that fight, a lot of good movement. But would he have pushed the action the way he did against Leo if Leo was heavier handed? I don't know. It's funny you mentioned that Ponce de Leon fight with Adrian Broner. I felt Ponce de Leon won that fight, to be honest. So the jury's still out, man. Though, excuse me, Tank showed one that this dude has the way that Floyd's going to market him, he's going to be a big draw and a big attraction in boxing for sure. And one is that dude has knockout power. He's knocked out every single person but one guy. That power is special. That's special kind of power. And if there's one thing that the casual sports fan likes, oh man, I'm dying here, is the COVID. COVID hit me. I'm dying of COVID on camera. This is the moment where I got hit. It's all your fault, Floyd. You gave me COVID. Reflex Boxer, what up? Thank you for that live chat. Oh my God. What is happening to me? I went to the Tank Leo fight and all I got was this coronavirus. Sorry, guys. Don't mean to die in front of you. Okay. Reflex Boxer. What's up, man? Thank you. See, okay. That Reflex apologized. That's cool. You're able to admit your faults. I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong as well. So Reflex said he was sorry. Let's all forgive Reflex. Let's not pick on him now. He went ahead and admitted he was wrong. Okay. Who wins? Teo versus Tank. All right, let's see here. Teofimo Lopez versus Tank. One, Teofimo Lopez is the bigger guy than Tank. So, obviously he's going to have that advantage. The other thing too is because he's the bigger guy, does he have the bigger punch? I don't know. I think Tank might be still Tank's a special puncher, man. He's a special freaking puncher. So I don't know. I think in that fight, I would favor Teo a little bit because he's the bigger guy in there, and I could see him try to bully the smaller guy. And I think it could be a issue of the bigger guy, the bigger good fighter beats the bigger good smaller fighter. It'd be a hell of a fight, though. I want to see it. Hell of a fight. Hell of a fight. I'd love to see that fight. Drew, thank you again, Drew. Appreciate that, man. Drew, remember, Marcos, we heard Broner was the next Floyd, was knocking them out like Tyson, like they're saying with Tank, and then Ponce de Leon changed it. Hey, dude, I'm not disagreeing with you. You know, a lot of the reason why he was able to walk down Leo was, he's the bigger puncher. But let's see, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. I'm not saying that Tank is the next Floyd. I'm saying that he has the tools to be a very big star. And he has the one tool that people love in a fighter. People love in casual, especially casual fans, love a fighter that just knocks the shit out of people. That's what we want to see as a sporting fan. We want someone that just completely murks somebody, knocks them the F out. That's what Tank does. Tank gives us excitement. Tank gives us knockouts. Tank is must-watch TV because of that. Just the same way as when Manny was murking mofos back in the days, when Gennady Golovkin was telling people, you're a good boy. This is books. Now you fall. That's why we watch those fighters, and that's why we love those fighters, because they knock them the F out. Reflex boxer, what up? It's not Taylor's way. He's just more skilled. You could say that. You could say that. I think this fight showed me a lot of the things that Tank has been saying previously, and that is that he can box, and there's a lot more to him than just the power. And I saw that. I saw that because I saw him slipping those punches in the first two rounds. I remember there's one instance where Leo cornered Tank in the corner, and I don't know if this was round 2 or 3. Literally missed like all 5 of those punches that Leo threw at Tank, and that's, like I mentioned earlier, that's when I was like, oh damn, like Tank is a lot quicker than Leo, and Leo's the smaller guy. Usually the smaller guy is supposed to be the quicker guy in there. So it's deceptive. It's deceptive. I think Tank is a lot better of a boxer than what people give him credit for, and the higher skilled opponents he fights, the more skilled technically opponents he'll fight. Maybe we'll see that coming out more from him, but also he's going to get better too, obviously. He's a young cat. He's going to get better over time. All right. No, Drew. No. We're not saying that Lomo's old. He's not old. No. But let me touch on something, though, about a comment earlier. And before I get into that, everybody hit those likes, dude. Let's get it up to 200, guys. Get it up to 200. Come on. Hit them likes. If you're new to the channel, what's up? Subscribe. We got a ton of content for you all the time. Now that we're sort of covering fights again, because they're allowing us to, don't miss content, interviews, videos from these fight weeks, and just in general, man, subscribe to the channel. Answer my question first. Nah, dog, I answer who I want to answer. Come on, bro. If you really want me to answer you, use that super chat like this Reflex Boxer guy. There you go. All right, Reflex Boxer. And Carlos, what up? All right, Reflex Boxer. Teo showed his skill when he fought Loma. Reflexes. True, but, Max Kellerman and a lot of I value Max's opinion because he's been in boxing way more than me. And, I never say that I'm like no more than these guys, and I'm still learning every day about this sport. I'm very new in terms of this sport compared to all these other guys. And he said, good big man beats a good little man, and he felt that this Teofimo Lopez versus Lomachenko fight was a good big man beating a good little man. Could be the case. The shoulder injury, I want to see a rematch just because of that. I don't like these asterisks. And I feel Lomachenko's a lot better fighter than what he displayed there that night against Teofimo Lopez as well. That's why I want to see the rematch, to see really if what he's saying is true, and because I think he could do a better showing than what he showed. Carlos Diaz, what's up, man? Tank versus Burchell and Gary Russell. I like the Gary Russell fight. I think, though, that fight maybe two ways. Either Gary Russell like outboxes Tank, or Tank just breaks Gary Russell down. It can go either two ways as well. I like this guy. I always come to his channel and watch his interviews. Very professional. I did not know he hosts a live show. I will subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate that, bro. Every Monday we're here, guys. Every Monday at 5:35, we do a live chat. We've been doing this since the time of the Corona, which has actually been fun doing this with you guys as well. All right, Carlos, Tank versus Burchell. Now that's the fight, okay? That's the fight I think will really show us what Tank is all about. Pressure guy, but the dude has freaking bricks for hands, man. We'll see. If Tank can take Burchell's pressure and his power and do what he did to Burchell against Leo, holy ish, okay? That's a statement right there, because Burchell is a freaking monstruo. Este güey es una bestia. He's a beast. That guy's a monster, dude. And he has power. So we'll see, man. I would love to see that fight. Is it likely that it happens? I doubt it, because that dude's with Top Rank, So, but that would be no way that fight ends in decision. Someone's going to get knocked out or stopped. Either Tank knocks the dude out or Burchell just overwhelms him and stops him. There's no way. Those guys are two big, heavy hitters. Burchell with his pressure. That's a real test. That's a real, I think, pick 'em fight. And Tank's only getting better, though. That's the thing. I think, maybe Burchell has to catch him like now before Tank gets a lot better than before. And I think from what Tank said at the post-fight press conference as well, said that he's going to go back to the gym fairly early and try to stay in shape. Okay, Leo Santa Cruz the next day, okay, did an interview with ESPN Deportes where he hinted that he's thinking about retiring. He said that he was okay, but he hinted about retiring. And his reasoning for that, and I was very surprised to hear Leo say this, he said that he was hinting at retirement because people already saw him get knocked out, and he felt that people aren't going to want to see him fight anymore because he got knocked out. In which Salvador was the name of the gentleman who did the interview, said, no, like people are still going to want to see you fight. But when you hear that, I feel from a fighter, I don't like it. That means they're already thinking about stepping away. It's like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That's not good. Because as a fighter, I feel like you got to have absolute confidence in yourself. And if you're doubting yourself and you're doubting, man, can I take these punches? And you go into a fight not doubting yourself or thinking like, man, what if I get cracked again like I did in that last fight and get knocked out? That's not good. You're going to more likely end up getting cracked again. Manny, after that Marcus fight, you fought Brandon Rios, and I was there for that fight in Macau. And a lot of the same questions were that, like, Manny, are you worried about the fight? Does it play in your mind? Are you going to be more cautious so you don't get caught? Do you have questions about how you can take the damage? And Manny was like, no, I've been knocked out before. That's boxing. That happens. I happen to knock out 40 other mofos before me. It just happened to happen to me. This is part of boxing. I've been knocked out before. No, this isn't going to stop me. That's the perfect attitude to have as a fighter. And, we've seen what Manny has done since that knockout. He's still in there. And he's one of the rare few, though, to be knocked out in the way that he was knocked out and still have a successful career. I haven't really seen many others be successful after being knocked out like that. Roberto Duran was another one where he got face first knocked out by Tommy Hearns, and then he went ahead and still had a very successful career. So we'll see, man. I understand the concern, but when you hear someone say that, in my mind, I just kind of like wonder, like, oh man, I wonder if he already has 1 foot out, or he's doubting himself. And when you're in there, you can't fight worrying about, oh my God, I can't get touched like this. I can't get touched like this, because more than likely that's going to end up happening to you in a fight. NJAP, what's up, man? How likely is Tank versus Teo? Extremely unlikely, I feel, in this year or even the next. Teo is with Top Rank. I could just see them dragging this out for a long time. We all want to see this fight. Tank said after the fight, he feels good at 130, but if there's great fights at 135, I hope that because of freaking the Corona, that these bigger fights get made quicker than normal compared to other fights. But it's just looking at the politics of boxing, and call me jaded. Seen this happen before with other fights. I don't think it's likely in the foreseeable future, to be honest. Reflex, what's up, man? Danny Garcia versus Spence. I agree. Loma was not 100%. Danny Garcia versus Spence is another weird one because we don't know how Errol's going to be from the accident, to be honest. If it was Errol before the accident, I would say I'd pick Errol. I would pick him. I think that, he would do really, really well. But a few things from this, okay? Just gauging from how well Sean Porter did with Errol in his fight. I think a good place to be in the ring for Danny is in close with Errol, because Danny has good timing, good counter punching, and Errol likes to go to the body. And if he's launching off his combinations, I think because of Danny's counter punching, he could catch him really, really well if they fight on the inside. If Errol tries to box him from the outside, use his jab, and just try to keep at the end of the punches, he's going to dominate the whole fight. Obviously, the main question with this fight is what condition is Errol in? How is he going to be since the accident? Is he going to be able to take a punch? We'll see. It's really hard to speculate on this because that's such a big theme in this fight with him. But if Danny cracks him and he's not okay, good night, Irene, man. Danny's one of the biggest punchers, I think, at 147 pounds. Just if you could gauge like PSI with a punch, like one punch knockout power out of all those guys, Thurman has one punch knockout power. Danny has one punch knockout power. Yes, a lot of them have been at 140 pounds. Does Errol have one punch knockout? Has he had any like one punch knockouts to the body? Yes, but that's different. Sean, one punch knockouts, not at 147 pounds. Everybody else at 147 pounds. Danny's one of the heaviest hitters at 147 pounds. So, we'll see. We'll see. I could totally see a scenario where Danny picking shots just to get on the inside. And he'll throw a shot, try to lull Errol to throw a body shot, blocks, counters, hook, something like that. Because Sean landed a lot of punches on the inside, a lot of body punches, a lot of punches to the head. Sean go body, head, upper. There's a way there to win, but Danny might have to. Danny's defense got to be on point. You got to come in with a high guard in order to block these punches, in order for the judges not to score it Errol's way, to be honest. Carlos, what's up, bro? Danny has always been like triple yi in ways. How so, Danny? How do you think Danny is like triple yi in his way? Because he's flat-footed or what? What's up, man? Tell me, bros. All right, let's get those likes, man. Let's try to get to 200 likes here, guys. Let's try to get to 200 likes. All right. Oh, yeah. One of you guys mentioned about the gloves. So at first, I saw one video online on a channel or an Instagram account that's really big, and I was kind of like, that's kind of weird. Why are they posting stuff like that? That's not hasn't been thoroughly vetted or investigated. You got to be careful with what you post now, especially stuff like that. You can't just go and post something with like baseless allegations. There got to be, you got to do, your due diligence. You got to find out, okay, like, call people and see what the heck happened. I saw a video of it. At first I was kind of like, okay, he did change gloves. And then obviously I've been in the glove selection process for fights. The fighters always have gloves, two gloves that they bring, their first gloves, the first choice that the opponent gets to put on if they want to put them on. And the commission's there and they sign them off. They take them out of a bag. They sign them off. The opponent or the other opponent's trainer looks at the gloves. Sometimes they'll put their hand in the gloves to make sure, they'll give them back. The commission signs them off, takes the gloves away. But they have a B pair also as well in case there's a malfunction with the A pair or something like that. They can go ahead and switch to the B pair. There's a video that shows Tank taking off his gloves, the Grant gloves, and putting on the winning gloves. And then there's two commissioners there overseeing it. And you see the commissioner signing off on it. So that means he's good. It was approved by the commission. So no controversy there. No, don't believe all that stuff. There's no controversy there at all. It was legit. He was allowed to do that. You're allowed to do that. I think Tank said in a post that his hand was bothering him in those other gloves and the Grant gloves, and that's why he switched over to the winning gloves. People don't use winnings as much in pro fights. I know in sparrings they're used a lot, but people love the winnings for sparring and training. I remember I put on Manny's winnings. He had these blue 8-ounce winning gloves after one of his workouts. Canelo's used them in fights. Yeah, Canelo used them in the Triple G fight, the second one. Eric Morales would use winnings a lot. I think Carlos Balderas used winnings for a few of his fights. So they're used more in Japan, obviously, because they're a Japanese manufacturer. They're not, I don't know. That's the thing. I haven't had a lot of time with the winning gloves. So I don't know if they're like a puncher's gloves, so to say. Like Cleito Reyes gloves are like puncher gloves, dude. Like the padding, like on the fist part, is like so freaking small. Yeah, you're saying they're super cushiony, so they're meant then to, if you have fragile hand or hand problems. Then Grant gloves have a lot of cushion. They're meant for you if you want to take the impact away from your knuckles, or if you have like hand problems. Yair is saying that he has some winning gloves. But I put on Manny's 8-ounce winning gloves. They're blue, and geez, man, those gloves felt like mints, dude. They felt like perfectly custom, like fit. They felt like a glove, dude. I was surprised. I was impressed. I was like, geez, But there's video of the commission signing off on the gloves. So no controversy there. None of that craziness going on with that. All right, you guys, 4 more likes to get to 200. Come on, guys, come on. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you have not subscribed as well. No, so no pay, then no chat. No, that's not true. I get to the questions whenever I see them. But if you want a question that you want answered right away, obviously, you got to go ahead and use the super chats. I broke my back. Spinal. Dude, your opinion on Wilder's statement. Eesh, man. I don't even know where to start with that, to be honest. Dude, just seems kind of odd to me. Obviously he feels that all that occurred, and he's sticking to it. The one thing that I feel that's not right, because I feel like it's not cool to do, because I felt like out of all the people there on that team, he was looking out for him the most, looking out for him in the condition that he might be after he's done fighting, so that there is still a Deontay Wilder that's there to enjoy his family as Deontay Wilder, as a person with no effects from boxing. It was Mark Breland. He called him disloyal. And I don't know, maybe we're not privy to some details. Maybe he did some stuff that we're not aware, because we only know what we hear. But I felt that out of everybody, if I was a fighter, okay, I'd want people who weren't yes men, that don't just go along with everything that I say. And I'm not saying that Deontay has yes men. I'm telling you, this is me. If I were this, because this is how I am with people. So, because I know people like to steal clips and misconstrue things and edit and then try to get people in trouble. No. This is me, okay? I'd want someone like that who would be honest, because knowing anybody in that situation, they don't want to quit. Fighters want to go out in a blaze of glory. They want to go out like a warrior, because they're warriors, okay? They have too much pride to say no more. They're never going to do that. I'd want to have someone that would take my health and think about my family and know, like, you know what? No, I'm stopping this for your safety. I'm saving you from yourself, man. You don't have to take this abuse. Live to fight another day, because at the end of the day, no one else is going to care about you when you're slurring your speech, and who gets to live with that? Your family. I really think, that Mark Breland showed heart. And, I've just seen so many boxers from over the years, and even ones that we were watching fight like 6 years ago that are already starting to slur. I see this stuff, so when I see a trainer do that, I feel like he was looking out and being compassionate more than anybody else, out for him, because we aren't going to be paying these guys bills. No one is, and who gets to live with those effects of all those punches? That fighter does, and that family does, and that's a hard burden for that family to see their loved one go through something like that. I think, I still think that you did the right thing, because, okay, imagine, look what happened with Meldrick Taylor, okay, in that Chavez situation. He was freaking out. Yes, I understand there was 3 seconds. Oh, that's BS. But imagine, in those 3 seconds, Chavez would have sprinted and landed another punch, and that punch would have caused a brain bleed or a hematoma. I believe a fighter just got a brain bleed. It was forced to retire. I don't know who it was. Let me see. I want to look it up on Twitter, but someone just announced that they're going to stop fighting because they had a brain bleed. He had to get a brain bleed operation. Every fighter, every punch has an effect on fighters. There's only a certain amount of punches every fighter is able to take until you start seeing effects 10 years from now. And every time a fighter fights, they leave a little bit of themselves in the ring. And by that is they're a little bit less of what they were because of the amount of damage they take in those fights, So, like I said, I've seen fighters that were just active 3 years ago that I noticed that they're starting to slur a little bit, So I would want to have someone that would do me a solid, that's looking out for me as a person as opposed to a boxer that knows, like, hey, man, I'm saving you from yourself. I don't want you to go through what these other fighters are going through, that, they suffer from slurred speech and dementia when they're older. And that to me shows compassion and love at the highest level. That shows that they're, regardless of the benefit to them and what they can get out of that, they're looking out for you. And that to me is the highest form of someone being loyal to you as a person. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys be, because I need to work out, because I didn't even get a chance to go ahead and work out. B&B Boxing talking bullshit. B&B Boxing, you know what that means? Bullshit and bullshit. Talking about this mess. You pay by the zone and Top Rank. Bruh, get the F out of here. This guy with his freaking mamadas. Get the fuck out of here. This fucking guy. All right. Sorry. I cussed a little bit. Now I'm going to get freaking flagged with freaking, what's it called? Strong language and all that stuff. But all right, guys, I got to go work out, dude. All right, I'm going to go hit the gym hard because I haven't had a freaking, I was only able to work out over there at the Bubble like 2 days, which sucked. I was really angry, dude. So out of like 4 days there, I was only got to get a workout. No, 5 days there. I only got to get a workout 2 days. So I got to sweat. I got to sweat all these freaking toxins out and all that from this trip. So, hey, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys. Go ahead and please tune in next week, next Monday, 5:35. Give this video a final like as well if you haven't so already. When is the next show? I just told you, bro. Next Monday at 5:35. We're going to go ahead and do another live chat. I'm going to go ahead and try to get some post-fight reactions for you guys on this fight from trainers and stuff from boxing. So go ahead and tune into the channel throughout the week and check out the content that we're putting out. Please subscribe to the channel as well, please, if you haven't so already. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and follow us on social media, on Twitter and on Instagram at FightHubTV. Give my Twitter and my Instagram a follow as well at Hey, it's Marcos V. Marcus, later, bro. Appreciate that. Let Leo know we support him. Excuse me, NJAP. I will. Inoue is a beast. He is. This dude is for reals. If you haven't watched this fight, or if you haven't watched this kid, keep your eye on Naoya Inoue. There's like 3 can't-miss fighters in boxing right now. Tank Davis, Berlinga, and Inoue. Inoue's been murking mofos left and right. All right, guys, take it easy. Appreciate you guys all tuning in to us. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. All right. Stay healthy out there, man. Take care of each other. Peace out.